Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. So, I don't like Ch0nky guitars. Or didn't. Like, at all.
What?
But something strange has happened recently. Drop after drop, Ch0nky have all of a sudden gone from a brand that felt like it had been stagnating for years to one of the most interesting metal brands, arguably the most interesting chuggy brand to follow. They've been dropping modern spec versions of their classic iconic shapes through the Pro Plus series with lumen lays and stainless steel frets, going even further with the XT baritones and the streamlined pure metal series. In addition to their strong legacy roster, a bunch of high-profile modern metal artists have started picking up new Ch0nkys. Sleep Tokens 4, Era's Clint Tustin. Legally, are they even allowed to make this? Somehow they've snuck it through, and it's very cool. Ginger's Roman Ibram Khalilov, butchered the f*** out of that. Kublai Khan TX's Nick Adams, Tetrarch's Diamond Row. Good for Mike Stringer getting his own signature Aristides line, but damn, his 7-string relic Evertune Ch0nkys were too cool. Luckily, Misha Mensur is still bearing the torch with his 30-inch scale baritones. God damn, those are cool. Dave Davidson's 7-string Warriors are just outrageous, and Lee Melia of Bring Me the Horizon's LM87 signature even sparked a full metal revival for the cult classic Surfcaster. I mean, just a much more exciting and progressive Ch0nky than we were seeing just a couple of years ago. And I would argue that this guitar kind of marked the starting point for this modern Ch0nky renaissance, the Pro Plus Dinky Modern Evertune. This came out in late 2023, and even just visually, big vibe departure from the 2021 Pro Series version. Spec-wise, beveled basswood body loaded with Fishman Fluent's classic open cores, bolt-on 3-piece maple wenge neck with graphite reinforcement and Goto locking tuners, compound 12 to 16-inch radius ebony fingerboard with rolled edges, lumen lace side dots, and spoke wheel truss rod adjustment. It's pretty cool that things like graphite reinforcement and compound radius that would be considered premium spec upgrades for other brands are generally standard on Ch0nky and Charvel guitars, even the very affordable ones. And as part of Ch0nky's Pro Plus series, that means stainless steel frets. That is a major upgrade over the standard Import Pro series.
What you remember is you used to drive that old busted joint. See, I drive the new hotness.
Oh, wow!
And obviously, it looks awesome.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Modern Sparkle take on a classic Sunburst? Amazing. Always love a good modernized vintage concept. Now, I was curious about this one because I actually did try the previous version, but found it fairly meh. It just didn't feel like it had the same passion behind it that Ch0nky has for their legacy models. It almost came across as an obligation, just so they had something in the lineup with Fishman Fluence and Evertune that they could point to.
Howdy do, fellow kids.
What?
Drab colors, and spec-wise it lagged behind what companies like Schecter and LTD were doing at the same price points. Like, it had modern in the name of the guitar, but no stainless steel frets. Like, what are you doing? The entire vibe just felt uninspired, and it was kind of bizarre that there was such a clear separation between classic Ch0nky and modern Ch0nky. Like, they would never dare taint a holy roads with any of this newfangled nonsense, but this generic modern superstrat shape? Yeah, we could ruin that with an Evertune.
No, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! No! Oh, God!
But I may have missed something because a lot of players did not agree with that view. Since these have dropped, so many guitarists, including big names, have started picking up and loving their DK Moderns. So I figured it'd be fun to check out this new version, see how the quality, how the playing experience compares to the previous one, see if my thoughts have changed now that I've been slightly Ch0nky-pilled. Like, why are so many people gravitating towards these guitars? So I already know that visually and on paper, this is a definite step up, but my favorite real-world way to really test a guitar is to write something with it. See what kind of riffage it inspires. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I actually got this guitar an embarrassingly long while back. Dude, what? And I kind of forgot that I'd already started making this video, like way before I'm filming this intro. So this next section of plugging in, getting tones, getting first impressions, and writing the demo track is from a few months ago when the guitar was still new to me, and the track actually came out so well. It's so good. I can't believe I forgot about it. Dad duty for a 3-year-old tornado does something to your brain, man, I swear. Anyways, smack a like on the video if you're enjoying it so far. Helps satisfy the unholy and devious desires of the YouTube algorithm more than you might realize. Here's going through the creative process with the Ch0nky DK Modern 7 Evertune. Then I'll give you my updated take on this guitar, having now over a year to really get familiar with it. Really really feeling the peach state I'm living in today, apparently. So for this demo, I'm running all the tones through the Auto Audio 1111. That is how you say the name out loud. And listen, I'm big into my tube amps. I'm always skeptical of new plugins. A lot of them just don't sound good. But you guys have been telling me forever that this was designed specifically from the ground up for heavy chugs. The tagline is literally none heavier. That definitely got my attention. And yeah, it chugs. It chugs very hard. There's a wide variety of flavors for your heavy to super heavy tones. And with the mono stereo output, you get this width effect. And while heavy is the main focus, there are also solid presets for classic British crunch and for glassy cleans. There is an imperial shitload of tone shaping options. Among others, a selection of cabs and impedance curves, different power tube options. And this section, to adjust the bias, sag, feedback, and snarl, is so dope. A lot of plugins feel very artificial. These settings help imitate the natural response of a real amp. Basically, a lot of thought and passion for high gain has gone into 1111. There's a 14-day free trial to test it out, link in the description. And if you end up loving it, Auto Audio has hooked our community up with 50% off using the code AGU50. So huge thanks to them for sponsoring the video, hooking us up with 50% off using AGU50, and providing the brutal tones. Let's get into the chugs. This is insane. This is infinitely more satisfying than the previous version. I mean, just the stainless steel frets alone, so shiny, so smooth. The first version was really let down by not having them, honestly. But also, I'm sure there's some sort of mental aspect at play. I mean, Jesus, look at this thing. This is such a cool finish. The burst and the sparkle. This looks so much better in person than it does on the website. I know color and stuff really shouldn't matter, like it's not gonna affect your recorded tone at all, but it's one of those colors that just makes you want to pick it up and play it, you know? Right now, I'm in a kind of bolt-on revelation era. Lately, I've just been really enjoying the snappiness of a bolt-on. And before you destroy me in the comments, let me explain what I mean, because I don't mean that it changes your recorded tone necessarily, especially if we're talking about high-gain metal chugs. It has everything to do with the feel. It's like when you play a note, it almost jumps off the fingerboard back into your fingers, so there's this satisfying, instant tactile response. It's not better or worse. Set neck, neck through, bolt-on, they all have their advantages and disadvantages. The bolt-on snappiness is just a different playing experience I've only recently begun to appreciate. Every guitar is different, maybe this is just a particularly good one. Either way, it's super satisfying. Let's write a demo track. This is gonna be really fun. There are two players I associate most with the DK Modern. Mike Stringer of Spiritbox. Fucking love Spiritbox, man. And when he started putting one of these Pro Series Jacksons in heavy rotation alongside his super premium level custom Aristides guitars, that was a pretty solid endorsement. He's also now using one of these gold sparkly boys too. It's just a little bit chunky. And then when Polaris came through last year, the guitarist filling in for Ryan, rest in peace legend, Jesse Crofts of Wind Waker, Ocarina's the GOAT, but we move. He was playing the same Pro Plus 7-string as well as the 6-string version, and the sparkles both look sick with the stage lights. Basically what I'm saying is modern metalcore. That's the vibe we're shooting for. A lot of bounciness, a lot of natural harmonics, and a lot of open strings. Wow, love that riff. And actually one of my favorite modern metal riff elements, techniques, is something I learned from watching Ryan play Polaris riffs. Modern metal, because you're using so many open strings, there's a lot of hammer-ons, pull-offs. So say you're gonna do something here, to make it more interesting, just tap an octave higher. Like that. So you build a groove around it, and then that acts as like a guitar version of a drum fill. That explanation makes sense in my brain, at least. Oh, I kind of like that at the end. Cool. This headstock is obnoxiously massive. It's massive and pointy, it's aggressive. Like, I see it moving in my periphery and my fight or flight response is going off. In its defense though, because it is so massive and it matches the body, that means more real estate for the gold sparkle, so I'm into that. Then we can move the riff down. Alright, I'm not making excuses for how sloppy that was. I know I need to practice, but I normally play old-ass classic Les Pauls. That's all I'm saying. One day, hopefully, I'll get used to how wide these fingerboards are. That's a cool groove, though. I'm gonna have to practice the shit out of that one later. Moving on, it's a demo. We gotta have a clean section. Let's just go ahead and knock that one out early. I've always thought it was an interesting call to put the Fishman-Fluence classics in the DK Modern instead of the Fishman-Fluence Moderns. But either way, if you watch the channel, you know I'm a big fan of Fishman-Fluence and the multi-voice technology. It's all analog. It's like having multiple sets of pickups in one guitar, and the Fluence classics in particular are great for cleans. There's like a hot-rodded passive voice. Then we've got like a classic PAF type voice. So you can hear, that's a lot more mellow. And I mean, look at this thing, that's clearly something that the target audience wants. And what's cool about this setup is there's a 5-voice switch, meaning we can go from this to this. Super crispy single coil clean tones. Kind of like that. It's got the droning part that's anchoring it to one spot, and then it's also going somewhere with the treble string. That leaves a lot of room for a second guitar layer. Oh, that's gonna be really cool together, actually. Back to the fun stuff. Pretty dissonant, pretty heavy. Fade that in, perfect for an intro. And then we just hit him with a big chonker of a riff. I was playing around earlier, came up with the perfect thing. It's a bit of a natural harmonics tongue twister. All right, we need one last riff. And what are we missing? Exactly, a breakdown. Listen, I have no shame. Any sniff of a chance to use the Digitech whammy, I fucking will. What if we just keep going up the octaves? Jesus Christ, what have we done? Oh my god, if we can harmonize it. Good lord. Alright, well this is gonna be ridiculous. Fun though, I said it was gonna be fun. So I think that's enough ideas. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this demo track off camera. And I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts on the Jackson Pro Plus DK Modern 7 Evertune. But first, here's how the demo track, consisting of the first riffs inspired by this guitar, turned out. So that track for this big sparkly boy hit extra hard. It was mixed and mastered by my awesome friend Mendel Bedelay. He used to play guitar in Aborted, now he's a professional audio engineer who also runs a fantastic gear and production channel, 10 out of 10 mood lighting. Mendel's YouTube channel is in the description. Subscribe to support the homie or hit him up if you're looking to take one of your own projects to the next level, because damn, that was a brutal sounding track. But back to this big sparkly boy. Just wow. It is insane what a big real-world difference just small changes on paper, like adding stainless steel frets, can make. And just from like a player's perspective, this is much more inspired and inspiring than the previous version. I mean, you can immediately tell, even visually, the vibrant gold and silver sparkles are just a complete contrast to the super captivating typical English weathered color collection.
Come on, that's a little harsh. Oh, okay, fair enough.
It feels like Jackson finally created the guitar that they actually intended the DK Modern to be. That is a truly modern guitar with that iconic Jackson script logo on the headstock. The best way I can describe it is that this actually feels like there's passion behind it. That being said, while I definitely like this one a lot better, I haven't totally changed my mind on Jackson's DK Moderns. Again, solid guitar, I'm really enjoying it, but one thing that still stands out, carried over from the previous version, is that neither DK Modern feel super Jackson-y, for lack of a better term. For example, the American Series Virtuoso that I've got, Jackson-y as fuck. As soon as you pick it up in a blind test, something about it, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is, maybe it's the combination of the neck shape plus the mammoth-sized frets or whatever, and it's the same with the American Series Soloist, super fucking Jackson-y. Maybe it's just the pointy inline headstocks? Either way, whatever ingredients make for that super Jackson-y feel, the DK Modern, solid build quality, solid specs, feels great to play, could easily be a modern metal double cut from any number of brands. And who knows, maybe that's a reason why it's been so good at attracting new players to the Jackson brand. But yeah, man, this is a representation of a very different Jackson from the one that I've known for most of my guitar playing life. By the time I'd really started getting into gear and making content, the brand that had built their reputation in previous decades as one that pushed boundaries instead felt quite safe, quite predictable, arguably complacent. They had their solid 80s, 90s metal guitar identity, but for innovative, cutting-edge, modern spec guitars, besides randomly like Misha's USA's, they were kind of falling behind other big brands. And when Mick Thompson and Mark Morton left, it looked like nail after nail in the coffin. But now they're dropping shit like this, shit like a 27-inch baritone Warrior, and shit like a 7-string Surfcaster. And the artist roster is looking very healthily stacked. I mean, from a brand I had literally no interest in to one of the most interesting to cover and make videos on, just a couple of years ago would have never imagined this kind of turnaround. Someone with clinical chug insanity has taken over at Jackson, and I am here for it. Let's go. But that's enough rambling from me. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What do you think of this latest generation of DK Moderns? Inspired? More of the same? And what do you think of this new, enthusiastically modern Jackson guitars? Any and all thoughts, let me know below. Huge shout out to my amazing Patreon supporters. You guys massively help make the channel what it is, so thank you. If you'd like to see your name up there and get bonus extras, consider directly supporting the channel by becoming a Patreon member as well. Social media, Discord, and links to more details on all the gear are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.